with your community to create positive changes that you care about. So for this event, for the philanthropy part of it, we usually pick a cause and then donate some items to that charity. But this year, since we're virtual, we're going to focus more on how you can give back to the community by donating your time or your actions to a cause, because that can be philanthropy too. And then since it's a party, even if it's over Zoom this year, we want it to be fun. So we're going to start with a little icebreaker to help us get to know each other a little bit better. Then after that, we'll have our 2 guest speakers. So Justine Drake and Connor Cummings will be speaking. And then we'll have a little Q&A with them to give you guys any chance to ask them any questions that you have. Then we'll go over a little toolkit with some resources on how you can go about making positive changes. And then we'll end with our raffle drawing for a couple of Grubhub and Amazon gift cards. So just remember that you have to stay on until the end if you want to be a part of that raffle. And if you're wearing a silly hat, you do get an extra raffle ticket. Okay, so to start, we're going to play a little game called If You're Anything Like Me. It's super simple. Basically, you just think of something that describes you. So it could be something you enjoy doing or how you're feeling or something you're really good at. So for example, I'm going to start and say, my name is Rabia. I work for the DuPage County Health Department. And if you're anything like me, I love going for bike rides. And then whoever else is the same way raises their hand. So then I would pick a person raising their hand to go next. And if you're picked, you just start with your name and school, and then if you're anything like me. So hopefully you have your camera on, but if not, you can turn it on, or if you're really camera shy, you can just raise your hand using the hand raise feature in Zoom. So let's say Jory, let's say Jory is raising her hand because she also likes riding bikes outside. I picked Jory, and then she would go next and share something about herself.
Okay, so my name is Jory Esser. I work with Rabia at the DuPage County Health Department. And if you're anything like me, you love to play golf.
Anyone have one?
Looks like I'm alone.
Let's see Catherine. Catherine's raising her hand.
All right, I picked Becky McFarland.
Okay, so I'm Becky. I also work at the DuPage County Health Department. And if you're anything like me, you've lived in Illinois for your whole life. I will pick Gavin. And you have to unmute. There you go.
All right. My name is Gavin. I go to Glenbard West High School. And if you're anything like me, you have cats as pets. Okay, I picked Catherine Pettinger.
All right. I'm Catherine. I go to Amherst College. This is my sister.
I'm Christina.
She goes to Willowbrook. And if you're anything like us, we love bowling. I pick Ryan.
Hi, I'm Ryan. I'm from Glenbard East. And if you're anything like me, you wish you want to go to the pool right now. See, we all want to go to the pool, but sadly, okay. I choose Claire G.
Hi, I'm Claire. I go to Downersgrove North. And if you're anything like me, you enjoy traveling. I picked Tanya Masink, maybe?
Close. Masnick. I'm Tanya Masnick. I go to St. Francis High School. And if you're anything like me, you love tennis. Vivek Illy.
All right, so if you're anything like, I'm Vivek, and I'm now a senior at Naperville North High School. And if you're anything like me, you haven't left your house for 2.5 months. Let's, I picked Jordan.
Hi, I'm Jordan King. I'm a rising junior at Naperville North. And if you're anything like me, you love listening to music. Okay. Let's go with Justine Drake.
Yes. Hi, I'm Justine. I'm a junior at Drake University. And if you're anything like me, you like to spend time outside. Joseph Bletzas.
Bletzis, and it's okay. Okay, so hi, I am Joseph Bletzis, but you can call me JB. And if you are anything like me, let's see here. You like, I don't know, checking out elevators certain places. It's just a weird hobby of mine. Don't mind.
That's awesome.
Hold on. Who the heck is? I'm sorry. Who's raising their hand?
I see one, Owen.
Okay, Owen. You go next, Owen.
Hi, I'm Owen, and I go to St. Francis High School. And if you're anything like me, you like to look at memes.
Oh yeah.
Owen, go ahead and call in someone else.
Oh, sorry, I accidentally muted myself. I choose Connor.
Thanks, Owen. My name is Connor. I'm a junior at Notre Dame. If you're anything like me, your favorite sport is baseball. James.
I'm James. I will be attending St. Francis in the fall. And if you're anything like me, you like early 90s music. Kaylee O'Hare.
Hi, I'm Kaylee. I am a rising junior at Illinois Math and Science Academy. And if you're anything like me, you like going on runs. Hold on. Like, I don't think, is anyone raising their hand?
I am.
Oh, wait, Kyle. Yeah.
I'm Kyle. I'm a sophomore at Glenbard West, and if you're anything like me, you like dogs. Spencer.
Hi, I'm Spencer. I'm going to St. Francis in the fall, and if you're anything like me, you have a pet dog. Kiera.
Hi, my name is Kira, and I am also going to St. Francis in the fall. And if you're anything like me, then you like to read. Sarah.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I go to Glenbard East. If you're anything like me, then you like science. Angela?
Hi, I'm Angela. I'm an upcoming senior at Glenbard South. And if you're anything like me, you like watching movies, especially during quarantine. Let's do. Who raised their hand? Come on, I'm trying to see. Let's do Farhia. I'm sorry for the pronunciation.
Hi, my name is Fariha, and I'm an upcoming senior at Glenbard East. And if you're anything like me, I like to do some painting.
Did people hear that? Say it again.
I like, if you're anything like me, you like to do some painting. Miss Hammer, Rose Hammer.
Hi, my name is Rose Hemmer. I'm from Glenbard East High School, and I was a freshman. And if you're anything like me, then you like to sculpt. I don't see anyone that's raising their hand.
Can you see anything, Rose?
Yeah, I can see out of the mouth. I don't see anyone raising their hand.
Okay, well, I think that's a good stopping point. So hopefully that gave us all a good chance to get to know each other a little bit more and what schools other people go to. So thank you all. So now we're going to move on to our first guest speaker, Justine Drake, who's a junior at Drake University. She graduated from Glenbard South High School, and she was also a very active member of Reality, which is a student group, and you'll be hearing more about that. She's a really great example of how much you can accomplish through advocacy and developing your leadership skills. So I'm going to hand it over to Justine now. So Justine, you can go ahead and share your screen.
Can everyone see this? Okay. Okay, perfect. So, hi everyone, my name is Justine Drake. I'm a junior at Drake University. I'm double majoring in public relations and digital media productions with a minor in graphic design and a concentration in leadership, education, and development. So I want to just share with you some takeaways that I got from Reality Illinois. So the first one is that it affirmed what I believe in and what I want to accomplish. With Reality Illinois, it really helps you put all of your effort into doing things that are going to help others, and that's kind of a really big thing for me. That's kind of like my whole mission in life is to just help others, and Reality is a great way to not only help others, but help others in your community. And then it gave me confidence in my decisions to say no. Like in college, for the most part, people don't really care what you do, and you don't really get peer pressured a whole lot. But the more firm you are, the more people have respect for your decisions. And through Reality Illinois and all of the things that I learned, I was able to obtain factual reasons that back up my decisions. And this helps me to explain and educate others why I don't do what I do, but then also why I stand for what I stand for. And another one is Reality Illinois helped me be more aware of indicators to look for in other people, and also how to help people when they can't help themselves. So one of my positions in my sorority, I have to be constantly monitoring people while we're at our crushes and formals. And a lot of times people will be under the influence of certain things. And with that, with Reality, I was able to kind of point out who isn't really doing too well and also how to help them. So that was a really big thing that has helped me. Okay, so the transition from high school to college. So here are just some of my tips that I really kind of saved me in college. So I would suggest start doing your laundry in high school and kind of make it a schedule and routine. It just helps you keep on track of everything that you need to do, and it's one less thing that you have to worry about. It's important to make your bed every morning. I know it kind of isn't the most fun, But I feel like if you start your day by making your bed, you've already accomplished something, and that's just kind of a great way to start your day. And I always say, if you feel like your life is in chaos, make your bed. Also, another good tip is to clean and organize your room weekly. In college, you're kind of going to be running around like a chicken with its head cut off. And so it's just nice when you finally have time to just settle down in your room, that it's just clean and organized and you can kind of just relax and decompress. Another thing that I really suggest in high school, I know this can be a little tricky and difficult, but I highly suggest getting involved with things that you're interested in without your friends. It's really important to start building your independency in high school. That's going to make the transition into college a lot easier, because when you get to college, you're kind of on your own completely. And so if you're able to do things on your own, it's going to be a lot easier for you. Also, another really big thing going into college, I know this is kind of easier said than done, but don't be afraid or nervous. It really isn't as difficult as everyone kind of makes it out to be. And you also don't need to put unnecessary pressure or stress on yourself, because the first couple months of college is all a learning process. And the great thing is that you're learning with everyone else. So just take it day by day, and there's a lot of people to help you at college, so you really don't have to worry about ever being alone. And then another thing is, even if you're in middle school and in high school, I highly recommend to start looking at colleges that you're interested in, because you're kind of going to be able to get a good feel for what the college is all about, what they stand for, and also to looking at their extracurriculars that they offer, so intramurals, fraternity and sorority life, and other organizations that you can get involved in. You're kind of going to be able to, once you look at those websites and those organizations, you're going to be able to see all the things that they have to offer, and kind of start realizing what things that you'd like to get involved in. So some advice that when you're in college, and even just in high school too, is to talk to your parents about things. I don't know, it's just like your parents, they are older and they do have a lot more knowledge, and they have really good advice because they've been through what you're going through. And it's also important to not just talk to them about academics. And I know a lot of parents' focus are the academic side of things, but just kind of talk to them about your friends and the things that you're doing, because they'll appreciate it and know that you're being safe. Another thing that I really recommend for everyone to do is to get to know your professors. Your professors know exactly what you're going through. They know how to get you the help that you need. And once you get to know them, you become allies with them, and they open up so many doors for you that you would not know about if you didn't really know them. I also suggest to get involved immediately. It's just a good way to start meeting new people, finding out what you're passionate about and how you're looking to enhance your college career. And I know Greek life isn't for everyone, but if you don't want to join a Greek fraternity, I highly suggest joining a professional one, because the skills that you learn in the professional fraternity will help develop you as a professional, and help network you to other professionals in your field, and that can open up a lot of opportunities for you. And of course, have fun and socialize, because that is a big part of college, and that it's so fun to be able to meet so many different people that you would never be able to meet. But just kind of remember that do everything in moderation, and keep your priorities checked. So just making sure that you stand firm in what you believe in, and you don't allow others to pressure you into doing things that you don't want to do. Another thing is do things that challenge you. This past J term, I went to the Bahamas to sail a schooner for 2 weeks, and that was definitely something that was very challenging to me, but it pushed me to become a better leader, and I'm so thankful for it. Also to just stay true and genuine to who you are, and something that I kind of had to learn the hard way is you have to do what's best for yourself. No one's ever going to blame you for doing what's best for yourself. At the end of the day, you're there to improve and better yourself. So you have to do what's best for yourself. And also to trust yourself and your intuition, because you're right. So just trust your intuition, and if you think something's kind of feeling off, then you're probably right. And then lastly, this may not apply to everyone, but this is something that kind of hits close to me is on campuses, they will have a large network of and variety of religion and faith organizations. And I highly suggest just maintaining a connection with your faith if you have one, because it kind of just helps you get in with the right people and be connected to like-minded people. And then is there any questions?
So if anybody has questions, you can put them in the chat, and I think we'll do questions for Connor and Justine together at the end once Connor's done. So if anybody came up with those questions, just shoot them to me in the chat, and then I'll take care of those at the end. Thanks, Justine.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Justine. Yeah, so like Dory said, if you have any questions, you can put those in the chat box, or if you think of them as our next guest speaker is talking, you can write those down and put them in the chat box. So next we're gonna have Connor Cummings, who is also a junior, and he goes to the University of Notre Dame. He graduated from St. Francis High School, and he was also a very active member of Reality. And he's gonna share his work doing some advocacy work with Reality, as well as some really great lessons he learned transitioning from high school to college. So Connor, it's all yours.
Can you share your screen, Connor?
No.
Okay, Justine, I think you need to make me a host again. So if you just hover over my picture and click those 3 little dots and then choose make host. Okay.
Am I good now?
You should be good right now.
Sweet. Sorry, one sec. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to begin. So my name's Connor Cummings. I'm a junior at Notre Dame. I joined Reality beginning of my senior year. And I would have to say it was the best program and group for promoting change in your community, anything I've been a part of. So I'm going to begin by talking about myself, and then I'm going to transition to why Reality and why you should join Reality, and then give some college application tips, and then what to expect in college, and then talk about some of my own experiences. So I went to St. James Elementary School, and I went to St. Francis High School, and I listed some of my activities here. My main activities were Reality, volunteering at a hospital, and baseball. That's what took up most of my time, but I listed some of the other ones. So I began my college career at Case Western Reserve University. I was a biomedical engineering student, and I was on club rugby, and I was in a business and a social fraternity. And it was very good because you meet a lot of friends in both environments. If you guys have any questions at the end about Greek life, just let me or Justine know. So then after my freshman year, I transferred to the University of Notre Dame, and I'm an econ major with a minor in accounting and a finance concentration. And I work making sandwiches in our library, and I'm in the econ club. And some activities I plan on joining, either squash or club baseball. I listed a couple other ones. And then those are a list of some of my past jobs and some of my passions. So first, why I joined Reality. It's really easy to meet people from different schools. For the registration for this event, there was 16 different high schools, I believe, and about half were private, half were public of the students. And that just shows that it's a good variety of different students. And it's just a great environment for diversity in our area for promoting change. So also an important part of why I joined Reality is it's really important that you show up, but also the organizers understand that you also have other things going on in your life, which is very important. That this organization is great, but you have schoolwork, you have other obligations as well. And it's also something very good to put on your college application. It looks good for leadership because you're doing great work. And some of the projects we did were working to ban tobacco in public parks, discourage underage drinking, as well as Tobacco 21. That was a huge thing we advocated for while I was on Reality. So next, why you should be a part of the reality team. So there's exceptional guest speakers. They do a very good job of connecting to you and the problems you may face, as well as your community or high school. And they're very knowledgeable, and I feel like I get something out of every one. As well as there are great leaders for reality team. They expect a lot of you. However, if you feel nervous about talking, or if you just want to listen, they're completely fine with that. Also, it's a unique team. There's many bright students from all areas. It's really cool to bounce off ideas with people of the same age as you. It's not as nerve-wracking by any means. Also, it's important reality team is the amazing goal. It's about the betterment of us, especially high schoolers. And I feel like there are other organizations that do that, but this is a great way to do so and promote healthy decisions in your communities. Next, I want to talk about some tips for college applications. So it's very important because the college officials read a ton of college applications. So it's really important that you stand out and be yourself, because you only have such a short application to define or explain who you are. So it's really important to do so. And also, it's important to get involved in many different activities, especially in high school, but you should have a lot of activities, but not stressed out too much about it, because you have a social life. You want to interact with your friends, because you only have your high school years once. Also, for letters of recommendation, a lot of schools either require it or it's optional. If it's optional, always include it, because that could help you stand out. Your mentors are really important to you, and their words can be very important to a college as well. Also, a thing is the ACT and SAT for a lot of you will be a stressful time. As I know, I took it probably 4 times, and it's a lot of studying and prep, and it's really hard. It's hard to distract yourself from that, but the reality is there's so many other factors involved, like the activities you do, the GPA, and the essays are so important. Don't rush over your essays, and take challenging classes when you can, but know your limits as well, because there's so many different colleges that I'd be lucky to have all of you. And also for picking colleges, I learned this is pick a big variety of difficulties of how hard it is to get in. And there's many factors such as financial aid, alumni network, like the fraternities and sororities. For example, my college that I currently attend doesn't have fraternities or sororities, which is a downside sort of, because as Justine said, it's great for especially networking. And then my last lesson is, if you don't get into a school or whatever, don't be down on yourself, because they have so little opportunity to really get to know you as an applicant. Knowing myself, like for example, me, I went to Case Western and I transferred to Notre Dame. Case Western was a really good school for me. I just saw myself as a better fit somewhere else. So just keep that in mind. That's always an opportunity that you can change schools if you really feel like it or need to. So just keep that in mind throughout the college process. Next, what to expect in college. As Justine said, it's super easy to make friends in college. I was blown away. The first week, most colleges, if not all colleges, make it like give you groups, small groups, and you just like, even at Notre Dame, the first people I met at Notre Dame, I'm friends with still, and it's awesome. Next, there's a lot of free time in college that has good and bad aspects to it. The good aspects are it's a lot of free time. You can do activities, you can have fun, you can hang out with friends all the time, or a lot of the time. But you also have to remember you have to stay disciplined, because your schoolwork is really important, because that at the end of the day, that's why you're in school. Like obviously you want to have fun, but the education is so important, and that's whoever's paying for it, if it's you, your parents, or if it's scholarships, it's an investment. Also, it's very easy to get involved in activities. There's usually a club fair or activity fair for every college, so it's super easy to get involved. And just keep an open mind when you're picking activities or and stuff like that, because like I joined club rugby and I've never played a contact sport in my life. So it's just definitely keep an open mind, because the group of guys or whoever, the group of girls or both, you could really connect with. And that's something very important. I didn't play sport or baseball like I played in high school. And I'm happy I didn't, because I met a group of people and a sport that I ended up loving. And I'm considering playing it again, or a different sport. So another thing is about holding yourself accountable is good eating habits, obviously, and attending class, because when classes aren't always mandatory, it's sometimes hard to get out of bed if you have like an 8:25, you just want to snooze your alarm, but then you'll get behind. And if you get behind, it's not pretty when you have to catch up on hours of lectures when you should be ahead or at the same pace as everyone else. And also, there are many temptations in college to be aware of, I'd say more than high school. But it's really important, especially the stuff you learn in reality, to turn away from the temptations and hold yourself accountable. And that's a great thing about reality, is it helps you realize, especially the consequence of your actions and how to better everyone around you. And by holding yourself accountable, you do such. And also, I listed some alternatives to college. I'm not completely familiar with all of them because I didn't really look into it, but those are some possible options or alternative routes if you don't want to go to college or you can't go to college. Next, I want to talk about tobacco wars. So my freshman year, I took a class. It was like a writing and rhetoric class about tobacco and the e-cigarette industry. And it was really interesting. We talked a lot about the manipulation of both industries, which was also super important in reality. A lot of our time was allocated towards Tobacco 21, and reality really helped prepare me for the class because I was very active in discussions. And by doing so, it obviously helps other people in my class be more aware, as well as my own grade. So here are some of the statistics, a few statistics that I included in one of my final essay. Just one reason it's so important that the age was changed from 18 to 21 for e-cigarettes and tobacco products. So there's that. And then if you have any questions, feel free to message me in here if you want it to be named anonymous, or email. Oops, that's my email address. Oh, okay, that's all.
Thank you. Outstanding, both of you. So generous of you to spend this time with us. And you both had such different perspectives. I think you, Connor, the fact that you transferred schools, I think there's so much stress around selecting a school, and for you to be able to share that, this wasn't a good fit and you just were able to make a switch, and so take some of that pressure off, that this is a place that you'll be for 4 years. And so I'm glad you talked about that. And Justine, I really appreciate you talked, it's interesting that the things that you were interested in high school, you absolutely pursued in college. Like, you came to us, your leaders at Reality, and you expressed your interest in public relations. And then you spent a summer working with me doing press releases on parent programs. And you a perfect example of honing an interest, and then sort of where can I learn more? And then I think, for someone who doesn't have a specific interest, I want to be able to reassure them that if you do pursue something and you find out, well, you know what, that PR stuff, no, that's really not for me, then you've really learned something just in the rejection of that. But I just want to say thank you to both of you for your times. Outstanding.
So I do have a couple questions, and if anybody else has any, remember to just put them in the chat. Connor, if you can go ahead and make me a host again by clicking those 3 little dots and make me host. So one of the questions, and I'll let Connor and Justine both answer, what was your greatest challenge transitioning from high school to college? So Justine?
I would definitely have to say time. I was really busy in high school, but like when you get to college, there's just so much going on with all of your classes and all of the things that you want to be involved in. So it's really just honing in on what you want to make your main goal and focus of your college experience is the most important thing. So I would have to say time was kind of the most difficult transition. But once you kind of once you figure things out and really pinpoint what you want your interests and passions to be, it's definitely manageable.
Connor, any different kind of challenge or same thing?
I would say time is a huge challenge, an obstacle to, because it's frankly too much time for me at least, because I just forget about it. And there's a lot, I would say there is more schoolwork in college. I would say high school really prepares you more than you think, but that is something to consider and have enough time to complete all your tasks, especially with your other commitments.
Another question I had, the most rewarding thing about advocacy work. So Connor, we'll start with you this time.
The most rewarding aspect was, there were two, I'd say the two most are seeing your impact and being able to advocate for something such as Tobacco 21 and then seeing it implemented. Especially, it was cool going to my town and advocating for it and then getting passed in Glen Ellen. It was really cool. And now the United States, it's 21 for everywhere. And it's really cool to see your impact as well as to be united as a community and people of your own age is really cool.
Justine, anything else?
Yeah, I pretty much have the same answer. I think it's just really nice to be able to do something for others that is, actually making a positive impact on their lives and your community. And like Connor said too, like it's really cool to be able to see the change that you're making and seeing the positive effects that it has.
And we did get a question in the chat from Ryan. He wants to know, was it difficult to find ways to help your community or volunteer post high school?
My opinion is it's way easier. I'd say it's even easier after high school because like even the activity fair, there's so many different organizations to be a part of. I know for the dorms at Notre Dame, because they don't have fraternities, so it's more community based in the dorms. They send in the group chat or whatever, like go like to a certain place and help this community. Such I painted a house and helped rebuild a house. I remember doing that. So I'd say it's easier post high school actually. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. Like there's always something going on, which is really nice. And so you're always going to be hearing about things that you can get involved in. And a lot of times too, the university is like partnered with certain organizations. So just having like a direct place that you can go to do that is also really cool. And also the organizations that you're involved in, most of the time they have to have like a requirement of volunteering. So that's just another way that you can volunteer and just help out.
Yeah, that's true. When I was in my fraternity, my freshman year, they required philanthropy and volunteering, which is really cool and good.
So that kind of leads to the next question, because a lot of times we volunteer, we get involved because we're required to, either for a class or an application. But how do you guys find a cause that really speaks to you?
Yeah, for me, like I always try to find a cause that like touches my heart and is genuinely something that like I believe in. Because like I feel like it's really important to kind of take a step back and look at what your passions are and then align them with the work that you're doing.
So my interests primarily, like with volunteering, usually align with those that are sick or elderly. It tends to, just because it speaks most to my heart because of family like deaths or just personal experiences, but also the poor. And I've been involved in helping the elderly since I was in like 6th grade. So just finding either hospitals or retirement homes was the best way for me.
Thanks. And I got 2 last questions, unless anybody else wants to throw something in the chat. They're kind of a little bit more fun fact type questions. Do either of you have a favorite book or like recommended fun summer reading?
I have 2. One is You're the Girl for the Job by Jess Connolly. And another one, which is one I read in my leadership class, it's called A Leadership Legacy by Kozis Bosner. I can put those in the chat, so everyone has it.
Thanks. Yeah. And Connor, I know you did not raise your hand for that question during our icebreaker. So I don't know if you have a favorite book or like a show or a movie that you could recommend.
My most classic, the book I've read the most is probably To Kill a Mockingbird. So I'd say that was it's a classic. Most people have read it, but it's not a unique book.
Nice. And finally, any summer plans that either of you have? I know a lot of our summers are kind of up in the air. A lot of stuff's canceled, but anything you guys are planning to do this summer for fun?
I'm taking a couple online classes and then I have an internship, but like nothing that's fun.
Most of my time is spent either out. Well, so I'm supposed to be a camp counselor, but nothing's opened up yet. So primarily, I spend my time outside, and I'm probably going to travel to a couple places once hopefully everything opens up and is safe to do such. And then I do spend a lot of time investing, to be honest.
Wow, that's interesting. Like playing the stock market?
Yeah, like a lot of the time of the day.
That's awesome. Probably a good time. You gotta buy low, right? Sell high.
As long as there's, yeah.
Question, what did the two of you do to help with your stress?
And primarily in college, is that what you mean? Primarily in college? Okay, she's muted.
I think she means like, yeah, high school stress and college stress.
Yeah.
College spending time exercising was probably, and spending time with my friends was the best way to get out and not do schoolwork. When I wasn't doing schoolwork, those were the best activities to deal with my stress. How about you, Justine?
Yeah, I always like to go for walks. So that's something I do. Also, I don't know, I just like to take time for myself because I found that as much as I love hanging out with my friends, like sometimes like I feel like that's like just another thing that I have to do. So just taking like 10 to 15 minutes to just like be by myself and just kind of like just chill a little bit. That's something that helps me.
And Justine, I loved your little tip and kind of your mantra, like if your life's in chaos, make your bed. I think that's a great idea because a lot of times it's like we have so many things that we need to do. It can be overwhelming to just get started. So doing one little thing that makes you feel a little bit more organized can do a lot for your stress. So I thought that was a good point.
That was definitely a good point that I should even use. To be more organized. That definitely would help the stress in my life. Does anyone have any questions regarding either high school, college, or Greek life, or anything about reality, general? I'm sure some people have questions. Or not.
Sometimes we think of them later. So if it's okay with Justine and Connor, I can share your emails.
Yeah, that sounds great.
They can reach out, and if anybody is going to Drake or Notre Dame or anywhere else,
or St. Francis even.
Yeah, you can reach out to them. We did get one more question. What is yes. So what is the name of the organization? So this event was open to any high school age teen in DuPage County, but it's really sponsored by, it's called Reality Illinois. So that is our organization. Reality is made up of high school aged teens at any high school in DuPage County. We are going to review our summer schedule. So anybody's welcome to come to those meetings. We meet weekly during the summer and monthly during the school year. And we post that schedule online. So we'll review that too in just a bit. Any other questions before we share our takeaway? Okay, Gavin Schilling is a longtime member of Reality Illinois. He's going to review our takeaway sheet, which I will email to everybody once we finish up this webinar. So if you registered for today and you're on, you will get this handout. So I'm going to pull it up. Can everybody see that on my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Let me just change the view. Okay. All right, Gavin, if you want to just go ahead and review the handout, you can take it away.
Yeah, so on the first page, there's tons of ways to get involved, even like despite there being a pandemic right now. I know, like, for example, the Giving DuPage link, there's tons of opportunities to volunteer and donate during these times. There's resources to get in contact with representatives, and also programs like Tobacco Free Kids, which is tons of advocacy work for vaping and tobacco related causes. And the second page, there's a list of fun activities to fill some time this summer while doing something productive or trying something new. So it's kind of fun. And then on the last page, you can register for the summer programs or summer meetings that we're going to be having. I think they're on Tuesdays of every day this week, every week. And a little plug for Reality, like just like all the speakers said, it's a really great first step for making a positive change in your community. There's most of the meetings, there's great guest speakers who give you important information on things like substance prevention and mental wellness, and you can really apply that information then that you get to being a better leader for your peers and like in your community also. And there's of course also a lot of ways to then get involved and give back, like they mentioned Tobacco 21, which is a law passed for trying to prevent teen use of vaping and tobacco products. And we're working on things like smoke-free parks. So just a lot of ways to get involved, and joining Reality Illinois is a great way to work on being a better leader for your peers and for your community.
Thanks, Gavin. Gilda, do you have anything to add about the summer schedule or Reality?
No, I'm just delighted to have everybody. We have lots of new people, and they may be thinking, what the heck is this Reality thing? And you explained it beautifully. It is a group of students, open to any student in DuPage County, a high school student, anywhere, committed to making change. And certainly in this time, our commitment is strong to make sure that all students have access to good, healthy information so we can keep our community safe and healthy. And you are in the right place if you've joined us today. And I hope you will continue to join us every Tuesday throughout the summer at 1 o'clock. Feel free to invite anyone to join us. The more the merrier. One thing I really think you provide us is as we work for awareness, and the health department has many campaigns targeted at teens. And so to hear the teen voice, oh, that's a great idea. That poster, that's horrible. Those colors, that music, whatever. So we really, really do need you. And I really hope you'll continue. I think everybody has expressed it beautifully what we are. The more of you that join us, the more powerful we are. So please come back. Next Tuesday, 1 o'clock, we'll be talking about finding your strengths and how do we stay strong at this time. And if you're interested in psychology, in law, in medicine, there is something for you that will help you as well. And we are here again. Your resume is important. This looks wonderful on a resume. You will need recommendations. We write beautiful recommendations. So there is definitely something in it for you. Let's be honest about that. But we need you as well. So thank you.
I just want to share one last thing before we get to our raffle, and that is one of the resources that we included on our takeaway sheet that Gavin just reviewed. So this website, Generation On, is a great resource for anybody that wants to get involved now. So Reality is a great first step and offers a lot of opportunities locally, but this website kind of walks you through how to get started. So if you have a passion, or especially in light of current events with the Black Lives Matter movement and social justice, there might be some people that really want to get involved and you just don't know where to start. This is a great resource. So you can make a profile. It's free, it's easy, you don't get emails or signed up for anything. I made a quick profile a few weeks ago, and now I can just pin things and save ideas. So one of the things is Do Your Own Thing Guide for Teens. It's a fact sheet, how to get started, how to be a teen advocate. So it gives you some good language to use when talking to people and teaches you how to advocate. You can also find a lot of different kinds of campaigns on here that are national. So if you don't really know what you want to get involved in, but you know you want to help out, and my computer's being a little slow, so I can't click on these links right now, but if you don't know what to get involved in, they have a ton of ideas on here, or if you know the subject matter that you like, you can narrow it down like that. You can connect with other people. Here's the campaigns page. So it's a really good resource. So for anybody that has some downtime this summer and you want to do something with your time, this can be a great place to start. So again, it's called generationon.org, and it will be on the handout that Gavin reviewed that we will email to everybody after this event. Any questions about that resource? Okay, we've got 5 minutes left, so we are going to do our raffle. So Becky is in charge of that. Becky, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Okay, great. So for the raffle, Jory mentioned, or Rabia, I can't remember, that you have to be here to win. So if I call someone's name, I'm going to make sure that they're still on the Zoom. And then we will be emailing you with the email that you used to register to get your address to mail you the gift card. So we have 3 Amazon and 4 Grubhub gift cards to give away. So I got to use my hat as the raffle basket, just so people know I'm not, cheating and stuff. Okay. So the first one for an Amazon gift card is Caden Gowans. Caden, are you still on? Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, I can only see one panel at a time. Okay. All right. So then next Amazon gift card is Haley O'Hare. Oh, I see Haley. Okay, perfect.
I'm still on.
All right. So last Amazon one is Sana Munir.
I'm here.
Okay, see you. Okay.
Those are for $20 for the Amazon gift cards.
Oh, yeah, that would have been important to say. Thank you, Rabia. And then I'm just noting who got which one. And then
I'm writing it down too, Becky.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah.
And then how much are the Grubhub ones for? Anyone know?
Those are for $25 each.
25. Okay.
25.
All right, perfect. Okay, so first one for Grubhub is Tanya Masnick. Oh, yep, you're still awesome. Okay. Next one is Caitlin Hickman. John. Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
I'm here. Okay. Okay. Perfect. All right, 2 more for Grubhub. Maria Basile. I don't know.
Yeah, Basil.
Basil.
Yep.
The E is silent. Okay.
Yep.
Last one.
Last one.
Last one for Grubhub is Joseph Valley.
Oh, very good.
Joseph on still?
I thought I saw him.
Is that JD?
Joseph,
No, it's Valley. V-A-L-L-I.
Oh, did he leave?
Speak up, Joseph, if you're still on.
I don't see him.
Oh man, such a anticlimactic finish to our raffle. Okay, I will draw one more person for the Grubhub. Nicholas Drust. Are you still on?
Yeah, I'm on.
Okay, Nicholas. Awesome. All right, that is all 7.
Good. Very good. Congratulations.
Congratulations, winners.
So like Becky said, I will email all 7 of these winners and ask for your home address, and we'll get those gift cards in the mail to you.
Do we do best hat? Or do we do one hat?
That's tough.
Well, is Rose still on? Because
yeah. Oh yeah.
Where is Rose?
Oh yeah.
I saw
That's
someone
a
wearing
winner.
a box too on their head.
I like the mushroom hat too.
I love the mushroom. I love all the hats. I loved Ryan's energy throughout this whole event.
Yes,
I saw
Ryan,
his dance
awesome.
moves. All right.
Well,
thanks everybody for attending. This was our first year doing this virtually, and I think it worked out really well. Hopefully next year we can be back in person, and we can bring our therapy dogs back like we had last year.
You have a therapy dog?
With us. I will send the handout with all the resources and the summer meeting schedule out after this event, and I'll follow up with the raffle winners. And I will also send Connor and Justine's email for anybody that might want to connect with them on anything else later. So thank you, everybody. Thank you to our speakers, Justine and Connor, and we had a great time.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.